Hello class, today we're going to be going over lesson 2.5 and 2.6 where we will connect slope and the constant of proportionality. So the way we can find the slope is by using the two equations. Either slope is equal to rise over run, or we can use the equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, you might be asking yourselves, what are these y2 and y1s? What do we really mean by that? Well, remember, if we have an equation, it's simply written as x comma y, right? So to find the slope, we need two coordinates. My bad, not an equation. If we have a coordinate, it's written as the x comma y. Now, if we have two coordinates, which is what we need to write slope, we could label these as x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. So it's really just two coordinates right here. And the way you find slope is you subtract the two coordinates, the two y coordinates, and then you subtract the two x coordinates in the same order. So you have to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Or you could do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. But if you have a 2 in front of it, you have to make sure it is coming first here. Basically, the 2 comes first on top, the 2 has to come first on bottom. The 1 comes first on top, the 1 has to come first on bottom. The second thing we learned about is the constant of proportionality. So the constant of proportionality is a number or a constant that relates proportional quantities. And that's something we learned about in chapter Chapter 2 last year. We learned about that in chapter 2 of 7th grade. So if you guys are writing this down in your notes here, the stuff that is absolutely important that you need to have down is obviously your slope. You need to get down the rise over run, and you need to get down this here, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I would also like you guys to get down that the constant of proportionality is k, and it is found by doing y divided by x. Y divided by x. So if you guys need to pause this video to get the definitions down, I would recommend you have everything down that is boxed in red. All right, so let's look at some visuals here. We want to find our unit cost of this rental cost per hour on the left, and then we're going to relate that to slope on the right here. So if we look at the left side of the equation, or the left graph here, remember we want to find our constant of proportionality, also known as the unit rate. That's found by doing k is equal to y divided by x. So what do I need here? Well, I just need to grab a coordinate. Like for example, here I have 2 comma 50. Don't forget, your coordinates are written as x comma y. So I need to grab the y coordinate. The y coordinate is 50. I need to grab the x coordinate. The x coordinate is 2. And do 50 divided by 2, which is equal to 25. Okay? So the constant of proportionality on the left graph is 25. Now I can also find the slope on the right graph here. The slope on the right graph we can find by either doing the rise over the run. Let's start with that. The way I find the rise over the run, I need to choose 2 points on my graph. I need to count how much I go up. That would be my rise. And I divide that by how much I go left or right. That would be my run. So here, let's use these 2 points. So I'm going up 1 box. But notice, this box is worth 15 units. So my rise is actually 15. My run is how much I go over here. So my run, I'm going over 1 block. So it would be 15 over 1, which is just 15. And this is my m, my slope. Now I can also find my m by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so the way we do this, we need to choose 2 coordinates here. So let's choose the coordinates 1 comma 15 and 5 comma 75. So I need to do y2 minus y1. Well, the second y is 75 minus the first y is 15. And then I need to do that over x2 minus x1, 5 minus 1. So 75 minus 15 would give me 60 over 4, which is equal to 15. Notice how the slope we got from doing rise over run is the same as the slope we got from doing our slope equation. They're both 15. So you have options for how you do these that will yield the same answer. Okay, another thing I want us to notice here, look at how these these lines are proportional. Well, what do I mean by that proportional? Well, since they are a straight line, there's nothing going crooked here like that. They're not jagged going up and then a little crisscross there or something. No, they're a completely straight line, and they're going through the origin 0, 0. So if you guys notice from our slope equation here, we could do m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But notice, since we go through the point 0, 0, we could choose that point to be part of our equation here. Let's make that our x1 and our y1. So if I plug in my 0, 0 for y1 and x1, I would get y2 minus 0 over x2 minus 0. But notice, whenever we're subtracting 0 from a number, we just get back that same number, right? So I would get y2 over x2. And then since we only have one coordinate here, we can really just drop the y2 and the x2. Since there's only one coordinate we're working with here, this is really just generic for y divided by x. And if you guys remember, that's the exact same formula we had for our constant proportionality. So it turns out when your graph is proportional, meaning it is a straight line through the origin, you can find your slope the same way you would find your constant proportionality or your unit rate, which is by taking any x and y coordinate and doing y divided by x. And that's true when you have a proportional line. All right, let's get rolling here. So we want to find the slope of the graph and then identify the constant proportionality. Alrighty, so we got to ask ourselves on this one, is this a straight line through the origin? Well, it goes through this point right here, and it sure looks straight to me. So yes, this is a straight line through the origin, which means I can find my slope by doing y divided by x. Alrighty, so here, let's choose this coordinate. This coordinate goes to the right 7 and up, what is this, counting by 5s, I think, 35. So it goes right 7 and up 35, which means the coordinate is 7, 35. So my y is 35, my x is 7, and 37 divided by 5 is 5. Now remember, we said when the line is proportional. Oh, gosh, I got the hiccups. When the line is proportional, meaning it is a straight line through the origin, that means we can write our slope is the same as our constant proportionality. So since my m is equal to 5, my k is also going to be equal to 5. All right, we got one more question for us here. What is the slope of the line? So here I have a line going straight up here, and I have to ask myself, is it a straight line through the origin? Well, it sure looks straight, and it goes through this point right here, 0, 0. So yes, that is a straight line through the origin. So let's grab a coordinate on it. Remember, we got to choose one on a corner, so I'm going to use this one right here because it's on a corner. Notice how I cannot use this point right here because it does not come on an intersection of two lines. It's kind of in the middle somewhere, so we don't know exactly where it is. All right, so this coordinate right here, I have to go to the right 2 and up 6. So it's a coordinate 2, 6. Since this is a straight line through the origin or a proportional line, we can use our equation m is equal to y over x. So here my y is 6, my x is 2, so I can do 6 divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the slope of this line is 3. That also means the constant proportionality is 3, which means the unit rate is 3, which means we pay $3 per every pound of grape. Alrighty, everybody, I'd like to make sure you guys write your 2-sentence conclusion today. What did you learn about today? So write 2 complete sentences about what you learned about. If you have any questions, I will be here to answer them in class tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.